buzzed.
I've got toast and water.
Brilliant. So, welcome to the Mesmerise podcast for the first time live in your living room, on your mobile, while you're playing Angry Birds, taking a shit. But we will go back to that particular point about shit with this band later, of one particular song that I remember very fondly from the times that we played together once. I think we played together once, but I have seen you guys a few times.
Songs that are shit.
So we have one half of the Penny Antics. The other Penny Antic is
Driving.
probably getting molested by a group of homeless people while trying to go through Canby, which is tradition. You cannot get past there without getting molested.
The trouble is, they don't keep 2 metres apart.
Yes, love it. No, they don't practice social distancing. I mean, that's the thing. How do you molest while holding social distance? You can't.
You can't. You really can't. It's ruined the entire scheme.
It's ruined the molestation economy. It's very hard. It's very hard on them.
I mean, what were they thinking?
They weren't. They were thinking with their dicks, which is never a good thing. That's why he's called Big Willie Boris.
Big Willie Morris.
Imagine if he was actually really hung.
Yeah.
It'd be really weird to think with Boris Johnson have like a monster cock.
Well, this is what the House of Commons won't tell you.
That's what they want to tell you. But the Queen tells them, "Don't do it. Don't do it, Boris. You've done some really dumb shit lately. But please, don't tell him about your massive schlong."
She'll get Philip on you in his Land Rover.
Shouting racist obscenities.
Mounting the curb, taking out them homeless that Shane's running into.
Exactly. And then Shane has to save Philip from the homeless because, well, we've all seen Philip. He's not what he used to be. He's not the sprung young lad that he once was.
I don't think he's ever been in my lifetime.
No, I don't think Matt Smith is an accurate portrayal of Prince Philip.
I should have got someone more responsible in. Someone decrepit. Someone with a ridiculous opinion on those of other races. Then they could
Brian Blessed would be the perfect king. He has played a king on many occasions.
He's in Peppa Pig, isn't he?
Is he?
I think he is.
He's in everything. I was watching an animation the other day, and it's this dragon that comes up. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm enjoying this because I watch all this animated shit. I have the mental capacity of a 12-year-old. But I'm sitting there. I'm like, is that Brian Blessed? Holy shit! It is Brian Blessed.
He gets around, doesn't he?
He really is.
He's everywhere. I like it when he's on QI. He's quite good on that.
I love Brian Blessed. I'm genuinely gonna be so sad when he kicks the bucket. He is old. He's ancient.
He's getting on, isn't
he? How old is he actually nowadays?
You know, he's looking a little bit more frail than he used to. I remember seeing him on was it Russell Howard's Good News, and he looked well and not overweight, but he was a bit on the bulky side, so he looked healthy. But now he's sort of gone right the other way. He looks a bit more skinny, and the beard's sort of not looking quite as glamorous as it
voluminous.
Used to.
Yeah. Apparently he's 83. We'll at least get another 17 good years out of him.
Did you hear that he once punched a polar bear or something like that?
I did hear something like that in one of his many excavations because he used to be a mountaineer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a great life. Really interesting life.
He's a very interesting character.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to be to punch a polar bear. You don't get like boring people punching polar bears, do you?
I mean, you can't really punch a polar bear by accident, can you?
Yeah. Unless he meant to punch the snow and the bear's camouflage was so good.
What, he just kicks the snow in frustration, turns out, oh shit, there's a polar bear. I better punch it just in case.
Global
Self-defense.
warming.
For Britain and the Queen. I am Brian Blessed. Bow to me, creature.
Maybe
Bow to me now.
he hates Foxy's glacier mints with the little polar bear on it. He was like, fuck polar bears. Fuck them.
Do you think his mum didn't let him have some when he was a kid? So he's grown this hatred into adulthood.
Yeah.
Fucking polar bears!
That's why he says bollocks so well. Because he really does say bollocks in an interesting way. That's because he's burning hatred for the bears of the white variety.
Oh.
Oh, we got off topic.
Wait, to be fair, I did say this is an off-topic podcast, and
Yeah.
I think you've actually reached a record of doing it in the quickest manner possible. I think actually, let me check who I've had on the podcast thus far, because
Did you have We Punch Tigers?
yes, I had them 2 podcasts ago, and I was going to say they are on my top list. On top of that, I had Pennsville. They have also been. I say off topic, but we still talked about music, so I'm not entirely sure how to take that really.
Not just Brian Blessing.
I think I'm trying to think who else I've had in my previous podcast that went absolutely mental. Well, off topic, I mean. I've had Kane from the northern part of Essex, and I think we talked about wrestling for a good part of 2 hours and like Warhammer figures. And I was like, I don't know shit about wrestling. I'm enjoying this. I enjoy this conversation about the Iron Sheik. This is great. And I'm sure I've had James Balcom on so many times.
Yeah. Our wires always cross with that guy. I remember we were meant to go on Phoenix FM with him once, and yeah, he couldn't make it. I think his car broke down on the way there or something. I might be getting him confused with someone else, another guest that night. But I remember 2 guests couldn't make it, and he was one of them. And yeah, I remember him always being at Asylum when that was open in Chelmsford.
Oh, mate, Asylum, that was great. So, for those of you who don't know, Asylum used to be a venue under a train track in Chelmsford town, and it was a great little venue, and you could fill it up with like that. However, getting there was an entirely different matter. He's just gone to get the other member of the Penny Antics. But yeah, getting there was a completely different matter because it was very much a case of you had to go through this dark alley, which was very, very shifty. And if you were a woman or a very attractive, feminine-looking bloke, you wouldn't go down there by yourself without a group of people. Yeah. I think that's accurate to say.
Yeah, I think that's close to the truth.
I did actually interview them when I used to have the Rock Talk podcast. That was actually quite a cool interview.
I interviewed, Denise and Ed, isn't it, from Asylum?
That's right.
They're lovely, really nice people. Really passionate about music, like local.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, I did it for for university. I studied music at uni. I did a dissertation on music venue closure, and I did it all around like venues in Essex. And they gave me just so much to work with. That literally.
What was that? Your entire dissertation? And just like, fuck the other venues. I'll just talk about this one.
Yeah, well, basically, I mean, I backed it up with. Hey, Shane. Shane's here.
Oh, Shane.
Wearing his sort of.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm liking this get-up. I'll be. No doubt. That is actually both really crazy and actually really stylish at the same time. I really like it.
Appropriate for the podcast.
It's got these crazy symbols and stuff.
It's new, isn't it?
Yeah. In Wales, I got it.
Cool.
That is a nuts, dude. It's almost like what does the Incas wear? I don't want to say alpaca's an animal.
Like a poncho.
That's it, poncho. It's almost like a poncho turned into a hoodie. I love it.
That's
I think you're right. It's all right.
That's the vibe I was going for.
It gives off very zen vibes. I can imagine that anyone who wears this jumper, the second they start relaxing and finding their centre ever so slightly, you'll be transported to another world and just be covered by like astral vaginas judging you for every part of your life, which is surprisingly detailed.
You say astral vagina?
Yeah.
Astral vaginas, like when people take acid and mushrooms and other types of hallucinogens. I haven't planned that, honest. I literally did come up with that during this podcast.
I've literally just come from a tarot card reading saying that.
So, Shane.
That's not surreal, like weird shit. It's genuinely true. Yeah, the tarot card reading.
Yeah, no, it's alright. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sweet.
I've never done it before.
Sweet. I actually do. Well, I'm not very spiritual in that regard. I'm not into that. My other half definitely is. I do actually in that display cabinet. I don't think you can see that from here. I actually do have like, well, my other half at least has like a bunch of crystals in there for like good vibes and all the good stuff.
I can't actually see it.
Yeah, we actually can't see your screen. We've only got ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sorry, I forgot about that. Because okay, I'll explain that to the viewers. So, I only have one camera. I can either choose for you guys to see it during the actual stream, or only the guys in the band can see it. However, if they ran Twitch, they could actually see it as well. Way, but that might actually eat the bandwidth. So let's not. Let's see without all the fancy stuff. But yes, we have gone off topic. We spent 13 minutes going off topic right from the get-go. So I am very, very proud of that little achievement. So
talking about flying walruses before. We don't really stay on topic.
Love it, absolutely. You are allowed to swear, by the way. That is a question I get asked far more often than I thought I would, because it's like, yes, you can swear. This isn't radio. This isn't supported by anyone apart from me. I'm the only one who believes in this.
No product placement. Yeah. No fucking product placement.
None. I had.
Yeah. Do you like our backdrop?
I do like your backdrop. It's very. It looks very much like a T-shirt.
Your eyes serve you well.
Yeah. He's had his Weetabix today.
His carrots.
Yeah.
I eat 2 carrots every morning with my with my cereal bowl filled with cigarettes and Coca-Cola. I saw a meme somewhere with that, and I just keep posting it to people, and everyone's just like, "Why the fuck did you send this to me?" Like, because it's disgusting. It's a bowl. It's got like 2 cartons worth of fucking cigarettes in, and someone's pouring Coca-Cola over it. What's not? The image itself is just funny without any explanation. Just laugh.
Lovely.
Like that.
It do be like that.
It do be like that, though. What was we talking about before I interrupted?
Asylum in Chelmsford.
Oh, yeah.
I did an interview with them for uni, and they really pulled my dissertation around. It was really sweet. They gave me like the transcript was just huge. It was good.
We're also debating whether or not Boris Johnson, in secret, has a massive penis. He could do.
Penis.
It's debatable. Let's fuck's sake.
It frightened Cameron so much he had to put his in a pig head.
Do you think that's how he rose to the top? He's just got his dick out. It's like,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, so Cameron's got his in a pig's head, but he was like put to shame when Johnson got his through. In fact, his last name is Johnson. That's brilliant. Yeah, he put his straight through like an elephant skull.
Do you think that's his last name is also his middle name? Boris Johnson Johnson.
His middle name is It's Boris the Johnson. Yeah. Like his snap sort of nickname. Boris Johnson.
Speaking of Cameron and Boris's Willie, I can just imagine.
He said that like they share one Willie.
So I can just see Cameron being like, "Shit, Brexit's about to happen. What do I do? What do I do?" And you just see Boris slapping his dick on the table. Like, yeah, remember that pig that you fucked? I strangled it with this.
I think it's more bizarre that he didn't fuck it. He just put his cock in it. I mean, if he put his knob in it and fucked it, that's like, oh, he's clearly mental. But the fact that he just left it in the pig's head is like, I don't know, he's still got, he's still up there, but he's just put his knob in a pig's head.
That is true. I mean, he must have. I mean, did he have an erection or was it just flaccid? Like at that point, like I can just see him being like, puts his penis in a pig, and he's like, "This is nice." I'm deciding not to thrust and ejaculate.
Yeah, this is just a nice how do you do.
That's how the Oxford boys do it, mate.
We've seen Dirty Sanchez. We've seen people
doing
a lot worse than putting the cock in
Oh God.
Have you ever seen Dirty Sanchez?
Oh, I have. Like I'm someone with a very weak stomach to things like that. I was like, when they get their nuts into the fucking pool table and start like full on ricocheting 8 balls and shit right onto their ball sacks. It's like, oh God, I felt that.
There's one where he drinks liposuction that's pretty graphic.
Oh no.
The like short stout one gets liposuction. And the other one, the English guy, drinks it. I get a strange amount of hometown pride when I see him do that.
I will wholeheartedly admit that did make me gag a bit.
Well, the worst part, Danny, is as they pick it out with a spoon, there's a string in it.
Oh no! Fuck.
I wish I didn't have that tomato sort of pasta now.
Oh my God, man!
It was very graphic.
Oh, I bet it was. To be honest, I remember the pool one, the pool episode they did, and I remember the Taiwanese hooker ones, where you got all these really attractive Asian ladies, and then it's like, oh, guess which one's got a cock? And it's like, they've all got a cock. All of them do.
Then they've all got names like Trevor. Love it. Trevor, Roger, Dave.
Oh, is that, like, you can't do a show like that for a long time. There's no way.
Longevity to it.
No,
They did an extra series of, a spin-off called Sanchez Get High, which was just 2 of them. They went around the globe and they did like natural highs and adrenaline highs and all this sort of thing.
Oh, that's kind of a bit. It's like Jackass. Like Jackass is great, but those guys got burnt out real quick.
Yeah.
Like, how many series did they actually do of that?
Sanchez.
No, of Jackass.
Oh, Jackass. I couldn't tell. I know they did like 3 or 4 films, didn't they?
Yeah. I think there's 3 films and 2 spin-offs.
Yeah. They did the 0.5 of. I don't know how many they did of them.
And then another film doing some stuff.
Yeah.
It only had 3 seasons apparently.
Bad Grandpa and all that it was okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's loads of people that I know that are like, oh, Bad Grandpa was amazing, it was incredible. It's kind of like a really off-brand Borat.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, I get that.
I've heard there's supposed to be a second Borat coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that apparently on the 23rd on Amazon Prime, I think.
As you do.
Yeah, I don't know with Jackass. I don't know. It's good, but I just felt like Sanchez had the more gritty realism to it. I know both were, but
Yeah.
I think Dirty Sanchez had a bit more of a. Sorry, dude.
Oh, I was just saying about the Dudesons. There's like another little angle of those sort of
they're
shows.
Swedish or something. Aren't they?
Yeah. You ever seen Dudesons? They've teamed up a few times with like the other shows.
Yeah.
They're mad. I think he broke his back like twice on the show, like one of the guys on there. So bad.
Oh, here's one. CKY and Viva La Bam.
Yeah, I used to like Viva La Bam. Viva La Bam was good.
It was great because then you see, it's kind of like, oh look, I'm Bam Margera. Look how famous I am. Let's go do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
So let's set off fireworks in my uncle's fucking bedroom while he's asleep. Or like, oh, we're gonna go skating. Hi, this is the guy from Him. It's like, fuck, what?
Yeah, that's right. They used to get like random metal celebrities in and stuff, didn't they? Yeah.
He must have gotten Jonathan Davis or someone from Corn in and like Fred Durst and shit.
Yeah.
Must have done.
It's so naughty, is that?
Oh, I really want to watch that now, though.
Yeah.
Didn't they do an episode where they got into the Playboy Villa at one point?
Don't know.
I feel like
Likely.
they did.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
Worst part is,
Flip over Hugh Hefner's corpse.
the worst part is, I'm thinking of all these shows. I'm like, I shouldn't have watched those. I was like 9 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's when MTV was good.
Yeah, I think so. It's sort of that sort of bridged the gap between when music was sort of on the way out on MTV, which is just ridiculous. Music television, music started to decline.
Yeah.
Stunt shows sort of went up and like
Weird reality shows.
yeah. What's the thing with Punked? That was like really
Oh
popular.
shit! I forgot about Punked.
And like Sweet 16 and all that, all these sort of like.
Oh, Sweet 16 was awful. It's so bad.
And did they? What was it? Pimp My Ride, I think, was on MTV, but I might be.
Oh, there's Pimp My Ride was on MTV, but that was really dodgy. Like there's a whole Reddit of how dodgy that show was. Most people that would come out of there, their cars would last like 2 weeks. Turns out that they actually paid them to do the work and shit. It's like, yeah, I couldn't drive my car because my car got so heavy from all this extra body work.
I heard that some people weren't even actually able to have their cars after.
Really?
I think it was something to do with like the charges or taxes or something like that. That some of them didn't even come away with a car.
I remember there was an offshoot. You had Pimp My Ride UK. And you had, who was the host for it? Because the Americans had Exhibit, and Exhibit was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then in the UK, you had fucking Westwood. Like, who the fuck is Westwood?
Tim West.
You couldn't afford Dizzy Rascal, so you got fucking Westwood.
The own brand rapper.
Yeah.
The thing was, it's like this proper Essex geezer in his mid fucking 40s trying to be hard. And it's just like, this feels a bit off. Like every car you're trying to do up is a fucking Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it, no matter who the person was, it'd be like, oh, I just use my cars at A to B, get to the supermarket and back. We're going to drop it, put a stereo in the back.
So you can drive to the co-op in style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, I can't even get my Aldi shop now. My car's too heavy. I can't go over the bumps.
You know, like 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown. They do like that crossover thing for Channel 4 or whatever it is. They should have done that with Jackass and Pimp My Ride. They could have had like Ryan Dunn test driving all the cars.
Oh no! Oh no! There was another offshoot they did as well. Pimp My Bike.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that was so bad because you had one guy. He's like,
Essentially, you're giving you a car.
And the radio stereo system again.
it was really bad because one that kept on playing on repeat was this guy's like, oh, I'm a DJ. I do this. I'm a DJ. And they fit a whole fucking DJ set on the back of his bike with the decks, speakers, everything. Even at the age of like 8, 9, I'm like, this can't be balanced. This must be so fucking awkward to ride.
Like, they visit him like later on in the week of that episode or something. They're just scraping him off the tarmac. He's just a smudge on a motor or highway in America.
I saw one where they put paint nozzles underneath the wheels.
What? Yeah.
I shit you not. And it's like, well, when the fuck am I going to use these? How can I just paint what on the A127? I'm going to have fucking yellow streaks everywhere.
Imagine you do that and then you get pulled out. You get pulled to the side immediately. It's like, what the fuck?
Someone's done a Picasso.
Yeah.
You all right, love? Let's see. So
Alright.
you painted the A127, did you? Well, we got a nick you, didn't we? Just fucking get them. It's just fucking ridiculous. Oh.
They should do Pimp My Ride, but instead of making it really good, they don't tell you they're actually making it fucking horrible. Like one episode of Top Gear, and they'll wreck each other's cars. Like you turn up to collect your car, and they put on some sort of Diamante swastika on the side of it or something.
Oh no. The good swastika as well, just to fuck with people.
Yeah, they do it nicely, but it's actually like you don't want to drive it.
Diamante swastika is like a brilliant
It's a weird
juxtaposition.
flex, yeah.
It's so like, it just. I quite like that. That's quite punk, actually.
Well, just driving around in a fascist Golf.
Well, they make it like all look really beautiful, and they do a lovely mural on the side, but the mural's like Katie Hopkins or something.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know.
Oh no.
They make it look sick, but just not like you don't want to actually touch your own car.
Well, and then the bonnet is just a picture of Katie Price's son Harvey saying,
Yeah.
"Hello, you cunt."
Fucking
Caroline Flack with a pair of boxing gloves and a noose.
They make the horn something like really horrible as well.
Oh my god.
Oh, you've really let the cat out of the bag tonight.
I did. This really has gone off topic. We're half an hour into the podcast, and we've not done any discussions about the band. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
That's this is how the practices go.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh man.
Oh.
It's usually a bit of chatting, peep show references,
Yeah.
and then we might play a bit of music,
Yeah.
and then tea time.
That amazes me that you guys haven't renamed the band into something like Club Dobby or what was it, Men with Ven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curse these metal hands. Love it.
That actually sounds like a great metal band name.
That's
Curse these metal hands.
That's always do them. What else is it?
I said earlier, Astral Vaginas. That'd be a cool name for a band.
Yeah.
It would have to be a psychedelic band though, or some
Yeah.
kind of like really hippie, like
Yeah.
sitar sort of band.
There is one just like that that's called Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. They're all a bit like that.
Nancy, I'd love someone.
Storm.
It would need to be fronted by someone with like a Brian Blessed kind of voice, like, "Hello, we are the Sexual Crumpets."
Is that Brian Blessed?
I can't do Brian Blessed. I'm trying to do David Coverdale from Whitesnake because he's the kind of person who's like, "Oh, he sounds really cool live," and then he starts talking like, "Fuck, I feel like a fucking peasant right now. Jesus." Like, I thought I was middle class, but I'm council estate as fuck.
He just comes out like, I'm bestowing the music upon you.
But he's got that vibrato in his voice. It's like a really low sort of talk. A very low kind of voice. It's like, shit. How? Fucking hell, you should be a voice actor. Why the fuck are you in a band? You just sit in a...
Some voice actors are really... I like that. That's like weird and trippy. When you're watching an like interview with voice actors, like The Simpsons are really good voice actors. You find that like one of them does like more than 20 of the voices.
Yeah.
Their normal talking voice you never would have known. Never, ever. It's so cool.
There's this guy. He played Anakin Skywalker in Phantom Menace because that is the most loved Star Wars movie of them all. But it turns out afterwards he became quite a well-known voice actor. and you listen to him, and then you see what he looks like. And it's like, fucking hell. Okay, that's very different because he voices Sora from the Kingdom Hearts games, and you think a lot of the time you'd think, oh, okay, that's that's a woman voicing him or something. And it's like, shit, okay, so you're voicing him. That's different. He's also in The Boys.
You know, the guy on all the movie adverts, like, one day in...
Oh, you mean, yeah, I know who you mean.
Red something, I think is his name. But, yeah, he used to be like a tube driver. And someone from some film company or whatever just happened to be getting the tube. He done the announcement, like, next platform, probably not like that. But yeah. And the guy ran up to his cab and was like, stop. Who are you? Can I give you my card? He gave him his card. You know they're only there for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his card, and that's like the end of the story. He's like got a multi-million career out of it, and yeah, it's cool. I like that.
It'd be quite foreboding if he said the announcements for the training is in that voice.
This summer,
mind the gap at the next station. Like shit, why? What's happened?
Just to let you know, I am going to leave this job today, so I will not hit the brake. And I will just fucking jump out. Remember, boys and girls, tuck and roll.
You two, you're in cahoots.
Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll, boys. We're late for school.
And then you've also got Matt Berry. Like, Matt Berry's a legend. And
Matt Berry's awesome. Oh my god.
His voice doesn't, like, change, though, does it? His voice to the IT crowd is the same as his in Boosh and Toast of London.
Fix my pants.
Yeah. Fuck off.
have you guys seen Toast of London?
I've seen bits. When he's in the recording studio, that's really funny. And what's the guy's name?
Glenn Fandango.
Yeah, that's it, Fandango.
Can you hear me, Glenn Fandango? I can hear you, Stephen.
Always every time he like holds the button down, and then as soon as he lets go, he's like, "No!"
There's I was watching Star Trek Discovery, and I was watching it for like the entire show until I got to like 2-3 episodes to the end. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I recognise this guy. Why the fuck do I recognise him? Fuck, it's Glenn Fandango.
Really?
Yeah, he plays like a main character in Star Trek Discovery, and you're like, I can only envision him in that really colourful shirt that has his nipples cut out.
He gets around. Wow.
I think that's like his biggest role that he's ever had as well. But then after I've watched that, I couldn't watch it anymore because
it felt weird.
Glenn Fandango to Enterprise. Can you hear me? Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
30 minutes in and we still not talked about band. Anyway, Penny Antics, apart from the rehearsals. So you guys have said that you are working on a follow-up record from your previous ones. So what is it? Is it an EP? Is it an album? Is it a sex dungeon? What is it?
The follow-up to our last EP, The Sex Dungeon.
Yeah.
The Fritzl Experience.
Oh no! Oh no! Or is
coming back?
Oh,
for more.
9.
Oh no! He's Austrian, weren't he? I'm sure he was Austrian.
He was.
So is that the one with the didgeridoos in that? That's Australian.
He was an Aboriginal.
Yeah.
To be fair, they both house the world's criminals, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Something about this podcast is telling me that when we're famous in like 10 years' time, somebody will be like, remember when they said this on this podcast about the swastikas and the Aborigines, these cunts, and then we're going to get outed.
They predicted Johnson's Johnson.
Yeah.
That would be confusing. Australians and Lederhosen.
Yeah.
No sense. Yes, we've got an album coming out.
Yeah, we decided to knuckle down and like practice every week now.
Yeah,
We
every
used to have
Wednesday.
no practices, and now it's like once a week.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
It's been cool. Stuff's been coming together a lot quicker than normal, and it's going alright. We've got plans for like videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
There's some of the songs, like, I don't know, the moment you sort of piece the words, like the lyrics to the music, it just screams.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the first time that's really happened. We've done the video for I Don't Care.
Yeah,
We've got the one for
we've done one
Guilty
video.
Pleasures. Yeah.
The Guilty Pleasures was with Nathan.
Nathan, the old drummer. But yeah, we've got music videos, but I don't know, they sort of felt like, oh, it'd be cool to do that. Whereas this time around, the song sort of demanded the video. It's kind of like weird. It's good though. Hopefully it'll be a good thing.
That would be really cool, because that's the thing, like, you don't see a lot of bands doing a lot of visual media at all. It's like, I ain't going to release a song. Yeah, this is great. And that's it. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
No, we want more.
If you put like think of like the most popular music video or songs with music videos, and then imagine hearing that without, like, imagine just the song on its own. You can't, like, some of them, the video is just such a perfect fit. Like Take On Me. Every time I hear that song, I think of the like sketchy, drawn, animated style. It Smells Like Teen Spirit video. Imagine listening to that song without thinking of that like gymnasium sepia tone. You know?
Yeah.
Like, or here's one that's a bit more budget. Gautier, someone that I used to know, which was literally just a bunch of painted people in his basement, and that's basically set them up for life.
Yeah. Oh, what's the one with like all the tinfoil and the treadmills? Is that like
That's okay. Go.
Yeah. That's a really good music video. But that kind of goes against the thing I put across, where I kind of can imagine that tune without the video.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want your video to outshine the song.
Yeah.
Like sometimes videos are better than the song that's gone with them.
Yeah, that can happen as well. Like too artsy or something.
It can do. I mean, it really depends. I think some of them are really great. There's a band that I follow quite a bit, Lindemann, which is the solo band by the singer Rammstein, and he's a very visual person. I think besides the actual song bits, I think he does a lot of the visual side of like the photography, the videos, all that kind of stuff. And he's done a very clever thing with one of the songs. It was very what do you call it? Almost like very much like a trot. Yeah, dun 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 dun.
Yeah. What's that
like
called?
a very ballroomy sort of thing. I know there's an actual terminology for it, but I can't think of it right now. But in that, the video is him in a freezing cold, and he's got like two guards beating the shit out of him, but it's like a one-shot scene. So it's like they're not taking it over and over again, they're just doing it there and then. And it's like it's so perfectly rehearsed. It's just these guards beating the shit out of him. You just see like fake blood and all that, and you can see he's actually freezing because they're in some like abandoned prison in Russia or something, and you can see he's like proper shaking. They're like pouring actual freezing water over him, and it's all done as like a one shot. But in the end, you see the camera actually starts pulling out and starts going into the air, and you can see like the entire area from where he was. But that's all one shot. It's like, that is so incredible. That is so cool.
It's cool.
But it's art. That's the thing I find so great about it. It's not even an expensive video to make. It's so simple, but so clever at the same time.
Yeah. I like it as well when you know, when like a band or a musical act get a popular song, and sometimes like a film comes out that uses that song, and oftentimes that's the music video for the band, as like sort of like Meet in the Middle,
like Smash Mouth.
Yeah, like Smash Mouth. Yeah,
exactly.
Who doesn't like Shrek? But like Underworld's Born Slippy and Trainspotting, I really like both. I think I heard Born Slippy before I watched Trainspotting, so it's like, I don't know, the music video or the video alone really sort of like Yeah.
Sometimes that's great though when you watch
Yeah.
some films and they've got such a good soundtrack. You come
Yeah.
away with some new songs to listen to.
Yeah.
Like I recently watched The Big Lebowski and I come away with some new songs that I really enjoyed out of that.
Yeah, we both watched that really recently because it was on Netflix. It's a good film.
It is a good film. It's a great film. I think the sequel's supposed to be coming out at some point. The most recent film, the most recent collaboration I can think of, you know, like a music video mixed with footage from a TV show or film, is I think it's Soul Way Firth by Slipknot on their newest record. When that came out as a single, it had clips from this new show coming out on Amazon Prime, which was The Boys with Keith Urban. And it's like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's really awesome. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a bit of promotion there. Yeah.
Yeah. I also like music videos that sort of mix in live footage. It's just like a compilation of live shows, but then put it to the music and it makes its own sort of narrative. I like that. That if when done well, that can look really good.
It can do. Personally, I'm one of those people that I'm not a huge fan of seeing the whole music video of watch the band play in this very normal sort of setting in this abandoned warehouse or on the beach. And it's like, come on, guys.
Field of Hay seems to be one that lots of like metal bands go for. Nothing wrong with it, but it's just like a cliche.
Yeah, that or in like a forest and shit like that. Really, like I feel like a band like Korn can do something like that simply because of the name, and that makes sense. They've even done like a whole live thing just in a cornfield, which is like, that's cool. That's pretty neat.
Giving back to the name.
Yeah.
Respect to farmers out there.
Going back to their roots.
Yeah. Sorry, was that a bit corny?
Oh, no. But yeah, like, that's the thing. That's what I found quite nice. Like, I remember you talking to someone ages and ages ago about the animated music video that you did, because it was all hand-drawn and stuff. And yeah, you just asked about it. I thought, that's really cool though. Like, it doesn't matter what it actually looks like in the end. It's like you still took the initiative to do that. Yeah, and you still took the initiative to provide an actual visual narrative, which most people need that anyway. A lot of bands don't do that.
That's what I think. Like, I'm very like visually engaged to stuff. I think when I'm learning like a new skill or whatever, if I'm shown a video and then like asked to do the thing, I find that easier to do than just being told how to do something. And like I feel like I'm quite hands-on, and visual stuff really appeals to me. Yeah, the music video, the stop motion, most of that was sort of like inspired by like South Park and Aardman. I just really like that sort of weird, quirky, weird look. And there's loads of like inspirations behind that. But the aim wasn't to make it look polished and clean. It was meant to reflect the band, so like a bit slapdash, a bit quirky and weird. I think it done it quite well. But especially Shane done some of the editing on that as well, and the places he put them in the video worked really nicely.
Giving Shane a little bit of giving a bit of cred.
Yeah.
No, you filmed all the green screening. There's like a TV in the corner. He picked and edited the clips in there, and ultimately you sort of like edited the video into what it is, like the structure.
I do loads of video stuff anyway. Like we made that. Me and my brother went off and made like a short film recently. I'm always quite interested in making music videos. Yeah,
and I'm a stop motion freak.
Yeah,
making all the Pixar animations.
Yeah. You'll see me doing like the next Aardman. They sort of drop their budget from a few million down to about £20.
Be on Adult Swim.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Robot Chicken. That's another really good like stop motion looky thing.
I don't know about Adult Swim, honestly. Whenever there's a show that I love, it seems like the executives looks like, oh, Danny likes something on Adult Swim. Let's cancel it.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of it. Because the first show they got rid of was Metalocalypse. And that was a massive shit show. like why that got cancelled. It's like, fuck, just give me that last season. I want that one season. He's asking for one season. You can do that. You have the money to do that. Just take some of that Robot Chicken money and put it to Metalocalypse. Just give it that finale. And recently they announced that Venture Bros has been cancelled.
Oh.
It's like, no, I need to know what happens. I need more David
Family-
Bowie references.
Yeah, I can't believe stuff like Family Guy's still going, and because they've like, I think you were the one that showed and told me that they've like moved most of their assets and writing efforts into American Dad and that sort of thing.
Yeah, Family Guy, they tried to quit, and then Seth MacFarlane got loads of death threats, and he's kind of continuing it against his will in a way.
Yeah.
Then you got The Simpsons. Like,
Mm.
just imagine being the creator of The Simpsons and you want to quit. It won't happen. You will never quit doing The Simpsons.
It is weird to think that one day Simpsons has got to end. It's been going for what, like 30 plus years.
Yeah.
So,
You
like,
say that. I genuinely believe that it's just going to be slowly replaced by different people each time.
yeah,
It's like,
I had respect for Futurama for ending.
yeah. Futurama.
oh, Futurama was great. Just the way they ended it. That was such a great show.
I think it's really smart. Just they knew what they were doing. I think Matt Groening probably learned a lot writing wise going from Simpsons into that, because like even from the start they thought ahead. So it's like Fry falls back on a chair and you see Nibbler's eye in like a bin or like behind a desk or something.
Right.
That hints toward him in one of the later episodes pushing him off the chair. So it's all like really smart, blink and you'll miss it stuff.
Yeah, Futurama in the background had an overarching story the whole time.
Yeah,
But Simpsons is more
static,
episodic. Yeah.
And then you've got what's that other show he's got on Netflix at the moment? The first series was really good and I really enjoyed it. Then the second season came out. I was like, it's not going anywhere.
I thought it was okay.
They had like weird celebrity cameos
Like
from
Noel
Noel
Fielding.
Fielding.
Yeah, he was funny.
That's really bizarre. But
Matt Berry was in it as well. He plays the pig.
Yeah.
But he's great. Like, it's just Matt Berry. You just need to hear his voice. He doesn't need to do or say anything funny. It's just Matt Berry.
Yeah.
You see loads of Futurama voice actors from Disenchantment. It's really funny, like picking them out and being like, oh, that's that guy from the other show.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
is it the guy that does Bender does something from Adventure Time as well, doesn't he?
Oh, he does so much. He was also in Final Fantasy X, I found out the other day.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, he voices Waka. It's basically just Bender with a Jamaican accent.
Wow.
And, like, that's the thing. Whenever I watch anything Final Fantasy X wise, there's a guy I know who streams it. Every time I go onto his chat, I just hashtag racist Waka, because he's just it's like, them damn old beds. It's like, that's pretty racist.
Just
Like,
stereotyping.
Exactly. He says, but no, they killed my brother. It's like, yeah, that still doesn't give you an excuse to be racist, Waka. Just step the fuck back.
Racist Waka.
Like, I'd love to see that, because he does end up with Lulu at some point, and she's like goth fan service to the max. It's like, I would just want to see that. I just wanted to animate as at one point Waka being racist and her being just like, Waka, step the fuck back. This pussy be drying up and you ain't getting any. Step the fuck back.
Take the armband off and stop doing the salute.
But then, with Enchantment, or in Enchantment, whatever, something chanting, on the last episode of the first season, there is actually a Futurama reference.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because do you remember the episode where Fry, the Professor, and Bender get into this time forward machine, and then they have to go do that? So, in Enchanted or whatever, what they do is there's one part where they're looking through, like, going back through time through like a horoscope or whatever, and it's a very split-second thing, but you can actually see the machine. So
Ah,
it suggests that enchantment is actually
yeah.
based in the future and Futurama.
Okay.
Because you had like all those, those castle ages and things
Yeah.
where men were enslaved by giraffes.
There's Fry's hair is in one of the episodes of Disenchantment too.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's like a cloakroom or something, and there's like a wig in the corner, and it's Fry's ginger haircut. Yeah.
There's so many bits, and it's just fantastic that they've actually able to do that. But I do think Matt Groening's probably getting a bit exhausted because, like, the first season of Enchantment was great, and the second season came about. It's like it feels like a season of just fillers. There's nothing going on here.
Yeah. Matt Groening had that really cool. When I was drawing that and the stop motion things, because I'm a proper doodler, but I'm not very artsy. I'm just like to draw. 90% of it just gets thrown away. But yeah, he said this thing about a good cartoon character or a good character you can distinguish just from their silhouette. And I always thought like that's really like poignant. It's like a really striking thing to say. And I try and sort of remember that whenever I do like an album cover logo or whatever. Like try and remember if it's just the shadow you're seeing and it looks right. You think of like Homer Simpson or like Fred Flintstone, Scooby Doo, and you can SpongeBob. You can tell who it is just from their shadow.
That's a very good point, actually.
Like Beavis and Butthead, you didn't even you know who that was because of the way they stand and they're hunched and the head shape and all that.
Thanks. Now I've got Roller Coaster of Love from the Red Hot Chili Peppers stuck in my head.
That's a great song, though.
It is a great song, but I can't find it on Spotify. I can only find the original.
Yeah. I'm so glad you've said that because about a month ago I was looking for it and I couldn't find it anywhere. They've got the covers, haven't they, in the original, but not that one.
Not that one. Like that's what I don't understand. There's like certain covers that I'm like, this is so great, this is amazing. It's like I can find it on YouTube, but I don't want to pay for fucking YouTube Premium. No one does.
Yeah. Fuck that. YouTube's built, well, like I grew up with YouTube, and it was built on people doing whatever they want to do. Yeah. So the whole point of YouTube Premium is like
middle finger to that
against the whole like how it's been built and what it stands for. It's bullshit, really.
Yeah, it's built on a free model, and it's like, oh yeah, we want you to pay £10. I totally get it. I absolutely understand it on a business point of view, because you need to charge money to actually get shit back, and it makes sense. But then there's just a simple point of, it's been free for over 10 years.
Yeah,
it doesn't really make sense charging for it now.
Yeah. They hold you hostage where they've now like just demolished it with adverts, and they're like, "Oh, just give us some money, and then you won't get adverts."
Spotify do that. Yeah, extreme, don't they?
So maybe if you didn't just like sell your whole platform to Google years ago, you wouldn't be so fucking terrible.
That's actually our plan. When we release this new album, every other song's gonna have an ad break.
Yeah, they can pay us extra. Or won't have an advert. Yeah.
That is fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
that's the thing though. Like with I was watching something the other day about like Instagram promotion and Facebook promotion, and the guy made a really good point. Is you used to be able to promote on Facebook for free, spent a few years doing that, and now you've got to pay for it. Fine, Instagram comes along, fine, you can promote for free. Oh no, you don't have that free promotion. What are you gonna do? And it's like they're like drug dealers. They're using the exact same tactics that drug dealers use, which is here you go, here's a sample. Now pay for it. Now pay for that sample. Pay for your drugs. Go on. Pay for your high. It's like, fuck. That's too accurate. I hate it.
Yeah. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg's actually a bit more Pablo Escobar in his ways.
Mark Lizard Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg.
He's fainted. He was so shocked.
Yes, I was. I certainly was. Honestly, it's not as bad as the stream that I had last Friday where I accidentally ended the stream because I was doing a drunk stream and I was like 15 shots in. I was playing Bloodborne, by the way, so it makes sense. But I was 15 shots in And at one point I was like, oh, shit, I've ended the chat. And then loads of people are like, oh, I guess it's over then. See you later. And I like loads and loads of people watching. Like, no! Went back, like, fuck, I've got 5. I've got 5 fucking people. Shit. Fuck. And I'm just like there, drunk, and like, I'm really pissed off with myself. Bruh.
Do you ever use Twitch? You ever use
No,
Twitch?
not really.
I'm not really that familiar with Twitch. Does that have any like advertising deal with it?
It does a little bit, but I think you only get it with people that are affiliate. So you've got people who just normally stream. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you've got people that just normally stream, which don't really do anything. They don't earn much. They just do it for fun now and again, which is fine.
Yeah.
Then you've got affiliate, which then you can create like emotes. Then you start getting like the advertisements. That's when people start doing subscriptions or donations and all that kind of thing. And then you've got like a few levels up. But I'm personally still working towards affiliate, which is like you need to get like an average of 3 viewers per stream. Like that's constant viewers. My streams are like 2 to 4 hours long, so it's like gotta keep all that attention for all that time. Then you need like 50 followers. You need to stream this much and that much, which, to be honest, a time thing isn't difficult. If you do it on a regular schedule, you're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, with Twitch, it's built up quite a bit over the last few years, really, because originally it's just, it's for gamers, it's only for games. But there's a lot of musicians that have found their way onto it, like Matt Heffy from Trivium. Like, he's like a big forefront of quote-unquote rock stars on Twitch. The reason I say quote-unquote is he's such a humble dude, and he wouldn't refer to himself as a rock star in any capacity, really. But when you go onto like certain sites for like streaming, you get Matt Heffy. It's like, Matt Heffy, rock star. It's like, okay. But yeah, no, like what he does is he does a lot of playing his regiment. Like he'll play like for 2 hours twice a day, and he'll play songs that you would never usually hear him play, like on guitar and vocals. It's like, that's really cool. Some people do other things, like Herman Lee from Dragon Force. Sometimes he'll collaborate with the other guitarists from Dragon Force, and they'll just write random songs like Ailstorm. Like this song sounds like Ailstorm, and it's like they'll put in their own lyrics and shit, like shit, and a fuck. We are pirates of the sea, but we're not really from Scotland. So fuck you and your tree, and like shit like that. And Sam just gets completely shit faced. It's brilliant. It's hilarious. But yeah, there's like loads of bits like that. There's lots of artists that you see nowadays just drawing stuff up, creating things. Like one thing that I've liked personally quite a lot is people that professionally paint Warhammer models. I just find something so peaceful about it. Like it's very much like Bob Ross. It's like now we're just gonna add a little tree here. And it's like I'll just sit there. I'll have the volume off because I like this. This is peaceful. This is nice. No flashing lights. No shouting. No one saying they're gonna fuck your mum. Just paint. Let's add a little bit of grey on his leg.
Unless you're watching like a guy with Tourette's doing it, and then actually, I suppose Twitch is appropriately named if you've got a guy with Tourette's.
Oh no! Oh
we'll
no!
Get Michael J. Fox doing some stuff.
I could just see a guy like that. But, okay, we're just gonna add the pupil into the eye. Gets a little twitch, like fuck, shit, you fucking whoreson, fuck. So,
shit, Michael.
For the next hour, and then afterwards he calms down. Like, okay, we're going to turn this into a scar now. It won't be a pupil now.
That's that sweary thing. I actually do that as a way of sort of coping mechanism. Say we're playing a gig and something bad happens, like my amp. I've got a line 6, and sometimes it does this thing where it will like loop itself, and I haven't pressed any buttons to get it to start looping, but it will just start doing it.
Fucking microphone does that.
Yeah. And sometimes it will do it live when we're doing a gig, and I have to be quick on the shot to stop it. And anyway, my way of coping through stuff like that, stressful situations, is to say as many swear words in as little time as possible. I just sort of go, fuck, wank, shit, bollocks, cunt, tit, twat.
Love it.
And I'll tell you what, to anyone watching, to you yourself, Danny, it is the best way of relieving stress.
It certainly is.
It
The
really
amount
is.
of times that there's like certain ones that I will like latch onto from time to time. At the moment, it's just like shit on it, shit, fuck,
Yeah,
shit on it, shit on my nipples, fuck.
Love for Shaun the Dead, like cock it.
Yeah. Or just anything like, we really like Derek and Clive. Just anything from any of
Oh
them.
yes.
Or like, lobsters up the arsehole.
Jump, you fucker, jump.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, it is brilliant though. Like every now and again, I will sit there and think, I'm throwing a little bit too much. Let's try and change some of them, like sugar on my biscuit, and just try and child friendly it as much as I can.
Yeah. I remember.
That will last me like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, nah, shit, fuck, cunt, bollocks.
Me and my little brother used to do this thing where we used to sort of swear but make up our own word, and then it'd be a way of getting a loophole, getting around the idea. Like the meaning was still there. We knew what the meaning was, but it was our word.
No.
Complete nonsense ultimately, but yeah, that's all a swear word is really, isn't it? It's an idea. It's up to you whether to take offence or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shit, I did have a question actually. Yes. What kind of music do you guys consider yourself to be? So, like, what kind of genre, what kind of pigeonhole shall we place upon thee?
I think we used to be pigeonholed into like grunge, but I feel like our newer stuff takes us more back into alternative because it's not quite the same.
It's a mongrel.
Yeah.
There's loads of different things in there. It really, like, I can't state that enough. There's like, Shane does this hip hop thing. That's the first thing I think about.
My drumming's not very grunge anymore.
No.
It's a bit more like, I don't know, varied. That stops us from being grunge.
Yeah. I don't know, like, the thing is with grunge as a blanket term is like, no two grunge bands sound the same.
We're not really emo for grunge.
You got like Alice in Chains, and they had a very sort of, in my opinion, like bluesy, particularly like Cantrell's guitar.
Apparently, they come under as grunge metal, which makes more sense just because of their general tone.
Yeah.
But grunge is sort of very. It's nice punk, the way I see it.
You compare like Alice in Chains to Pearl Jam, the difference is just astounding. They're just two completely different sounds. And then Soundgarden to Nirvana is just like, it's just too broad. Whereas I feel like, Ramones to, I don't know, like the Damned, there's like parallels that can be drawn there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, just me. Like, I feel like punks are more. If I say punk, there's a more defined sound.
It's an umbrella. It's an umbrella genre.
Yeah,
I think grunge is kind of
so broad.
I'd say grunge in itself really is just it's a subgenre within punk.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like you get, like ska punk. Grunge is like that, where it's just sort of like a certain tone. I don't know. It's not even. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a different thing.
I think punk once.
Yeah.
I think punk was originally a genre many, many, many years ago, but I think there is a particular attitude towards punk. I think punk is more an attitude than an actual musical genre at this stage, because you still have a lot of things where you say, "Oh, that's punk," or "This is punk." Like, you've had punk back in the 70s, like the Sex Pistols, the Clash, and like Dead Kennedys and those kinds of bands. But then that kind of moved towards more. Then it moved to like thrash metal, like Motorhead, Metallica, Megadeth, all those kinds of bands. Then that sort of got moved over to grunge. and after that, it got moved on to like rap and hip hop
Yeah.
and things like that. It's like it's not really a tonal thing. A majority of the time, I don't think.
Yeah. I feel like grunge, I thought, is like, as soon as you hear a band with like a big muff foot pedal, that's quite a grungy tone. Oftentimes that's something I associate with grunge. And also like chorus delay tones, that's quite a grungy sound. Punk, I feel, is just like lo-fi recording quality. Damn's New Rose is probably one of the punkiest songs I could give as an example. It's just so gritty and the amplifiers are just really loud. The Kinks, they've got like a really early punk.
I love the Kings.
They're like that
Kinks
guitar tone. I listen to it now and I still feel like, it's like original and different and still.
Yeah. Some of the lyrics, I really love the Kings. Some of the lyrics are still like relevant now.
Yeah,
It's like amazing.
I mean, that's the thing, though.
Great band.
They're a fantastic band. Didn't they basically single-handedly create the distorted guitar? Because one of the guitarists just started fucking about with the amp and said, "Oh, I like that. It's distorted. It pushes the amp. This is great." And then you've got all these other genres. But think about it. Like, this is like a throwback to one of my earlier podcasts, which is, think about how calm the Sex Pistols are nowadays, in comparison to then. Yeah, like God Save the Queen, and you've got like people getting shanked just because they listen to Sex Pistols. Like, mate, this is like really hardcore. This is really in your face. 20 years later, you've got fucking death metal with blast beats, people shitting in your face while they're playing music.
Who's that black metal band? Some metal though, like I like System of a Down, but I don't even know if I'd consider them metal. They're more like alternative in my books.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely more alternative than metal, really.
But that's my music taste, sort of metal-wise. It sort of caps there. I like Primus. They've got some metal-themed influences, but again, they're sort of like more funky jazz.
Yeah.
I don't know, really.
I like metal that's not boy bandy. Like, I like more goth metal. Like,
Yeah.
Bauhaus,
they're more just goth, but I quite like them though.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can't even remember what the band I like now. What they called? Oh,
Him.
Come to me.
Everyone likes him.
Danny, who was this is what I was going to bring up. So
Oathbreaker is what I listen to. Oathbreaker. It's this girl that just sounds like a banshee. It's fucking amazing.
Cool. Yeah. Who was the band? They were like a Swedish band. I'm sure you'll know because I know you're a metal guy.
Fuck, there's so many Swedish bands. That's basically half of the population of Sweden.
ABBA.
They're either Swedish or Norwegian. They did the face paint thing. They were one of the first to do the face paint.
And all that.
Like that.
Oh, you're talking about the Norwegian black metal scene. Yes, you're talking about Mayhem.
I think it is the guy that like shot himself, and then they used that as the album cover.
Yeah, that's Mayhem. The guy that you talk about his name is Dead.
Yes,
but
the old Dead or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other was something like.
You'll think of Euronymous. I think Euronymous is the guy who runs the band. You had Dead. Then later on, you had Varg at one point. He wasn't a vocalist. I think he was like the bassist at one point. Then he created Bortum. And it's just such a fucking drama thing. It's hilarious. It's not. It's actually really tragic, but it's so fucking dumb.
When you get all these bands that are like, we're so heavier than you, we're so much better. I just think, it's okay to write a tune that's catchy. It's fine, you know.
It's like
a little bit pretentious to write music.
It gets laughable
just to prove a point.
Yeah,
it's like
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, like early Norwegian black metal is generally quite laughable. Like, if you look at it where all that aggression and hatred came from, it's really just like, this is laughable, this is a joke. And it is. Because it's like, we're metal, listen to us, we're the most brutal thing. We dress like Kiss, but we sound nothing like Kiss. We sound like we're being recorded through a fucking potato. That's black metal in a fucking nutshell. Other than that, it's like, let's see how racist we can be and just homophobic and just aggressive.
Race was a big part of it.
Oh yeah, it was massive. It really depends which parts of it, because you have like different waves. Was definitely the first wave. The first wave is very much led by this guy called Varg Vikernes, who came into the black metal scene, and he started like burning churches, blowing them up. He was the guy that actually killed Euronymous in the end. He went to prison, came out, and now he lives in the south of France, just posting like racist videos.
That's like really picturesque countryside, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Isn't that like wine country?
Vineyards and
Pretty much is.
Like, this guy is just. How can you be intolerant in such a like nice, laid-back environment?
Like the other thing as well. That
Fuck that butterfly.
It's like
This
going
is-
to Machu Picchu, really like beautiful place, and then being like, "Fucking," you know what the problem is?
that's what I don't understand, because it's like, out of all the countries you could have moved to, out of all the
Yeah.
countries that could be like, 99% of the countries white, like France, where half the population is black, and the other half is just very tanned because of where they are, just due to their location. So,
Yeah.
are you sure that's the best location to be, Varg? Are you sure about that?
Maybe he went there for like the churches. Yeah, but
So he's got a YouTube channel as well.
what's that?
He's actually got a YouTube channel where he just rants on all this shit.
Crazy.
Right, I will not be checking that out.
Do, because he's so fucking out of it. He's so mental.
We challenge him to a band off. We'll play a song and he can like burn a church or something. In fact, no. What we should do is he'll set fire to it. He'll do the pyromaniac stuff, and we'll run along, see if we can extinguish it before it like it would be great.
But yeah, no, like black metal it's a very interesting genre when you get down to it. Because
Yeah.
there's a documentary you can find on YouTube called The True Norwegian Black Metal, and it follows this guy called Gull. I'm not sure if that's his actual real name or if it's a stage name that he uses. Because if you're in a black metal band, you need to have a stage name.
Right.
But his band, Gorgoroth, what they did is it would actually have actual severed sheep heads and spear them at the front of the stage. Like
Yeah.
there's a symbolism behind it, which is don't be a sheep who, sheep or all that. Be an individual like a goat. Satan represents the goat. He represents the individualism. And it's like
Be an individual like us.
very much so. But
It's so stupid.
the documentary's bullshit, because there's this whole bit where it's like, oh yeah, he goes around capturing gay guys and beating the shit out of them in his dungeon and shit. It's like later on, it's just like, I'm gay. Why the fuck would I go around beating the shit out of gay people if I'm gay? It doesn't make sense.
It kind of goes against his whole individualist thing as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What you want to believe in, you can.
It's like, I'm gay, so I'm going to beat you up for being gay. That's fucking stupid. It's idiotic. But what's really great is about last year, I think, he's actually doing his own wine because he's a very artistic person. Yes, that's such a great way to get in. He's a very artistic person. He does his own wine. No, but he's actually sold paintings for like thousands and thousands of dollars. And he's very avant-garde, if that makes sense. Like very sort of like niche. And last year, for like £35, you could go to London, do like a cheese and wine tasting, and meet Gull. It was just called An Evening with Gull. And I've heard from a few people, it's actually really pleasant. He's a really nice guy to talk to. Like, that's a guy who put sheep heads on fucking spears. Okay.
I don't get all that. Did that come? That probably sprouted from like Ozzy Osbourne's bat fiasco.
Probably.
All that, because I remember there being rumours about Slipknot doing something about culling goats and stuff on stage and stuff.
Oh, fucking hell.
At what point do you sort of like oh yeah, we're not a band anymore. We're actually just
We're a cult.
yeah. Where do you draw that line?
So you just see this farm of goats. So yeah, we sell you goats for this. Like, I want that goat. Why? I don't know. Just fuck that goat, especially.
yeah. Yeah, I don't get it.
But
We're gonna get
speaking of individualism,
Jesus Christ.
you guys are actually quite interesting in relation to that because you're a two-man band,
Yeah,
and you guys also played Metal to the Masses last year.
yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Being probably, and I say this with nothing but love, probably the least metal band in the entire contest.
I actually would say, well, there was another band that were playing metal that was more sort of down the road of like Shikari.
Yeah.
So I thought,
You guys.
Oh, yes, we played with you guys. That was actually my first ever gig.
Yeah.
So I remember it fondly. I think
Yeah.
you might be thinking of shit.
it was the young lads.
Oh shit! I actually forgot their name now. Fuck. Shit, they've actually been really supportive of us, so I feel like a right arsehole for forgetting.
That was a really good night, though.
It
Really
was a
good night.
really fun night.
But that night for us was so. Oh my god! Just everything was against us getting there that day. I think your car broke down, so I had to drive from work to Canby to Colchester.
Yeah.
Load up the. Did we bring the drum kit? I think we might have brought the breakables.
Yeah, we brought breakables.
Yeah. And then we didn't have the extra amp. That was something I think we figured out once we
Yeah.
got there. So we had to use one amp. We usually daisy chain the two. And then the vocal microphone was like, actually that wasn't too bad. That was like I'm used to, the ones with like the sort of standard mic stand with like the one up and one going across like that.
Oh, it was just a.
It was just a stand, like
Yeah.
a vertical. Yeah.
No, I thought we were fresh enough to get away with it.
Yeah.
Though. We just played our most crazy
Yeah.
stuff, and that's for the best.
That whole set was like, should we play this? Yeah. And then we got there, and Shane had to get out and ask if there were parking because I couldn't find it. I just kept going around
Oh, the
Colchester.
parting's a fucking nightmare in that place. It really is.
Is it that we should name drop it? Is it the Bull? Is it the Bull in Colchester?
Yeah, it was. No, I don't think there's really anything bad to say about it. It's just that
No,
the
no,
parking's a bit of a pain because I think a lot of the time you have to like drive in, get your shit out, and then find somewhere else to park.
Yeah.
We have played there a few times, and I do love playing there. I generally do like playing inside the pub and inside the little venue they've got in the back. But oh no, the parking situation's a fucker. It really is.
I'm sure it was like a tiny gated off bit, and that's why I couldn't figure out where to park.
Oh no, that's from next door. That's nothing to do with the actual venue.
Yeah, that's where the gate was closed, so we couldn't figure out how to get parts in this place. And we were already like, the time we were meant to be sound checking, we were probably 5 minutes over just driving around. And I remember you got out and asked, and then he called me up. Obviously, I had to pull over and answer, and then we parked up, got the gear out, got on stage, and the guy's like, "You're on now, go!" It's like, shit. We just I remember I didn't even have my Jag. I usually play my Jaguar, but I had to use my Squire Mustang instead.
Collected. Sorry, I just finally fucking found it. Collected is the band that you'll probably think of that was like against Shikari.
Yeah. It was a good night. Really good night.
Because it was you guys, it was my band Parrilla, it was Fire Sky, you had Goat Monsoon, and you had Collected. And I think Collected and... Oh, you used to be in a band Fire Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty funny. Back in the day when I was like 15 or something, I think.
Back in the good old days.
Well, my old band with Sam from Fire Sky had a gig at the Edge with the Penny Antics.
Yeah, when I had Nathan.
And then a year later, I ended up joining the Penny Antics.
I think that guy came along to a few of our gigs with you as the drummer, like the new Penny Antics drummer. And God, that's going back like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he was like really cool, down to earth, nice guy. He was really into what we were doing, as far as I can remember. Hopefully, still is.
But yeah, I think who got through was Collected got through, and Goat Monsoon ended up winning. No, we didn't get through. I remember voting for you guys actually.
I think we voted for you. Liked your you had your cyber jacket on.
Oh yeah, that. Oh fuck, that thing's been fucking. That's one of the few gigs where it's actually run perfectly well. Besides that gig, that jacket has been nothing but a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
You ever been to Cyberdog?
I have. I've been into Cyberdog probably 3 or 4 times. I've never bought anything. I've always gone in like, that's really cool. I'm never going to wear that though.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think so much stuff in there is so cool, but out of context, it looks really dumb.
And you feel a bit like you feel a bit lacking in rep when you go up to one of the people and like, is this machine washable? Is this safe? I don't want to get hurt. Some guy in like.
Will it choke me? Will it strangle me when I get out?
Will it shrink? Should I put it in with other colours of the same?
Yeah. I've been there 3 times, and then on the 4th time was the first time I even knew that they had like the sex shop in the basement.
Yeah. Oh god, that sex shop is redonks, man.
It's quite fun.
Have you seen the shirts? Have you seen the shirts in the sex shop bit? Where you just got like this. Oh look, we'll just have this really tiny robot lady with nice big thighs and hips. You know, she's really pretty. Then you've got this fucking monster mecha cock penetrating her. It's like, I can't wear this. Where am I gonna wear this? I can't wear this in clubs. They won't let me in. I can't go to the pub. They'll take the piss out of me. I can't even do it on the fucking Twitch because they'll fucking ban me for sexual content. I can only wear it on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That Cunt of the Gang, his merchandise is brilliant for that.
Yeah.
I remember the Operation U Tree thing kicked off, and we got his Cunt will fix it shirt. It's like,
no.
Whoever wear that, it's just the best thing.
In Cyberdog, I couldn't work out how to turn one of the vibrators off. And they just started fucking off across the desk, and I was like, really embarrassed. I was vibrating cock, and I couldn't turn it off. It was really annoying.
Did you just grab it and start hitting it on the table? Just fucking turn off. Fuck. Shit.
Some of them in there, you switch them on, and it doesn't make you excited. It actually invokes fear within you. You're like, what the fuck?
That's what energizes it. It's the fear and sweat.
Yeah. So I could redo the concrete with it. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I can redo the concrete with this. Great.
It's alive.
Oh god, the worst part is, I'm thinking of the layout of Cyberdog. You could actually do a really great live action version of Among Us.
What?
Because it's just so light. It's kind of like built like that. It's like, yeah, we're having a meeting. We found a dead body near the kids' stuff. So, oh, I wasn't there. I was in the sex shop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? They've got that corridor downstairs where it's like kids' stuff, and then a little bit of a room, and then it's the sex shop.
Really? I have been there.
Like,
yeah, it's like you've got like, oh, that's really sweet kids' stuff. Then suddenly, monster cock.
Yeah.
I like it as well. I remember like one of the first times I ever went Camden. We went there, and I was like blown away by it. And
the first time to go Camden is pretty sick.
Mind blowing. Yeah. And we saw all the like podium dancers. They were like going for it, and it was really cool. I was like, it's like I've stepped into a different country. It's really like different culture almost. Yeah. It's really interesting. And then as we left, I saw them on their cigarette break in like a little telephone box, and I was like, that's so shit. Like, just a second, they were like some sort of Star Wars background character, and now they're just reality, crushing, depressing reality.
The worst part about this now is that I think Camden's shut down. Like Camden Market's gone.
Yeah.
Well, it's always been like packed like sardines walking around Camden, so it's no doubt they've shut that. Yeah.
My mate Connor, I remember we were walking through the market once, me, him, and my mate Jack as well. We were actually going to go see that Slaves band at Ali Pali, so we thought we'd get a hostel in Camden. It was a good night. I remember like we were looking for food, and all the stalls, like you got the Asian cuisine, you got the like pizza, they were all like hanging out forks samples of their food, like they normally do.
Like horror market.
Yeah, and Connor is like something of a fast food connoisseur, and he sort of like walked along with his mouth agape, eating from everyone's forks. It was like hungry hippos. It was great.
Oh, fucking hell, that's brilliant. The last time I went to Camden, I think I went to go see Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, and he just did like a set of like Pantera songs at the Underworld. I was like, fuck, that's so cool.
Is it the World's End, the pub there? That's
that's a beautiful pub. It's a great pub.
That's the pub. That was like, I remember being in there. It costs a bomb. Don't get me wrong. Like
it's London. Everything costs a lot in London anyway.
But it had so much character, and it was really cool. And I just remember we spent a lot of time and money there before and after we went to that gig, and it was just such a nice little. Like, what was interesting, pubs in Essex are nice and great and everything, but no one really chats to you, whereas there, everyone wants to know what you're up to, where you're going.
Yeah. In London, like when I've been out clubbing and that, everyone's been so much nicer. It might just be where I go to niche stuff. But yeah, usually the vibes are completely different. You're not just getting like threatened all the time.
But I do like Essex. I am an Essex boy at heart, really. I do really like the sort of, I don't know, there's something about it. It's shit, but it's home,
Oh, yeah. But then I think people in Essex are just very reserved anyway. I think that's just a general placement of the county, to be honest.
Mm. Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, like, you guys stuck out really well during like Metal to the Masses and like every other gig that I've seen you guys at. With Metal to the Masses, because that's quite a memorable thing. I remember watching you guys. I thought, oh, it's only two of them. I don't know why I quite think of this. Then like the 2 songs in, like I'm singing along, going, I did a shit on your mum. I did a shit on your mum. Yeah, I did a shit on your mum too. Yeah.
That's good.
I do like that song.
We did, we had to cover that, really. We're both massive, like, Boosh fans. Yeah. Huge. And we do a cover of United States of Whatever now, that Liam Lynch. That's always good money, good value for money.
It's the one we do Fang as well when we get to
Yeah, we do The Money Will Roll Right In. That's a cool song as well because it's covered by loads of different bands. If you like your metal, Danny, there's a Metallica cover of it. That's pretty interesting. And then Mudhoney did a cover, Nirvana did a cover. There's loads of bands that have covered that song.
What song is that again?
The Money Will Roll Right In.
Oh, I've not actually heard Metallica do that one. I might actually give that a listen at some point.
Check the Metallica cover out. I reckon that'd be right up your street. It's only like a grainy live video from like the 80s.
Okay, yeah, so that's probably why I haven't seen it. But yeah, no, I'll definitely give it a check out. I'll definitely give it a listen.
It's that changes every time another band covers it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's like Feeling Good. That always goes around different bands.
Music's version of that is interesting.
There's one I like, Jack the Ripper, that's been done by a few different bands.
Yeah?
Like Jack White, The Horrors, Screaming Lord Sutch.
Oh, really? Yeah? Cool. See? Well, this is the secret to a successful underground band. You've got to discover new things about each other.
Very sexual.
It is, honestly. Yeah, what you don't know is this is all a facade. This is my outdoor shirt, but I'm wearing pajama trousers.
Way! Yes. I'm actually I'm wearing pajama trousers at the moment. My Dragon Ball pants. Fucking love my Dragon Ball pants.
I just live in his wardrobe.
He does, yeah.
That's me there.
That's my home. So hello, guys. I'm going to sleep now.
Here at the start, he was actually just in that wardrobe going.
Let me out, please.
Oh man.
No, but I find it's great how you guys do stick out because it's very different and it's actually very interesting.
I feel like a lot of bands take things quite seriously.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
me and Lewis just never really gave too much of a fuck.
We don't.
We've been used to rehearse.
No, and the gigs were our rehearsals, but
Yeah.
and I don't condone that. I do think and we are rehearsing more now, which is important. But like, I don't know, it gives we don't know what to expect as much as the crowd.
Yeah,
doesn't.
we never ever set this.
No,
We just
yeah.
fucking do it.
And I do suggest bands do that though. I do suggest going on the night and just feeling the vibe and then picking the song. Like, it works for us because there's not much of a delay. There's nothing I hate more than when you're at a gig and the band just stop playing for like a solid minute discussing what to do next.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, it's like, I'll turn to him, Shane, on his kit, I'll be like, "Should we do that one?" He'll go, "No way." "Should we do that one?" He'll say back to me, and I'll go, Yeah, that'd be more sensible.
Sometimes, like, it'll be a pretty quiet night, and you're like, should we do this really crazy song? And it's like, no, everyone's going to hate us. Let's not do that one.
Love it. Like that's the thing that I find so interesting, like, as a difference between your band and mine, which is you guys can do stuff like that. We can't because of, like, the backing tracks and synths. Me, I'll start playing around. Fuck, I need to find the actual fucking backing track. Shit, fuck.
I remember
Can't
seeing
do that.
the venue on the Essex Bands United gig.
Oh,
and,
shit, yeah.
That was a good. It was you, Scuffed, and I think
Fisherman.
What's that? Sorry?
Something Fisherman.
The Fishes and I.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, and because he's got the Jag guitar and all that, hasn't he? He's got like a really nice Fender Jag. But no, it was a really good night, and I remember seeing you, and you jumped into the crowd, and was it the promoter Dave Skull? He was like really feeling it as well.
I love Skullfuck. Skullfuck's a great guy.
And
that is his nickname, by the way. I'm not actually taking a piss out of him or anything. For anyone that thinks I am, I'm not. That is his actual nickname, Skullfuck.
His nickname is Cameron Pig. There's Dave Cameron Pig Skullfuck.
In a way, I felt kind of bad for him, where he's got so much like energy and passion for what he does, but like the numbers just ain't there. Like sometimes I turn up to some of his gigs and just nobody would have turned up. I'm just like, fucking hell, like.
He's a nice guy though.
Yeah.
Hippie Joe's a good guy. Deserves a shout out. Fantastic promoter.
They're both really good guys, really, from what they're doing. They are genuinely really passionate about it. I know they get really frustrated when... Well, I know one of them gets quite frustrated when people don't show up because the amount of time they spend doing it. And I totally get that. I completely appreciate that because, you're doing something you're passionate, something that you love, and then people just don't turn up because, I can't find parking. It's like, walk for 5 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ.
Say like, oh, but I've got to work tomorrow. And it's like, so does every band that's there. Like, we've all got shit to do.
It's like, I get you're in your fucking 30s, but it doesn't mean you're fucking old.
Yeah.
Get an energy drink in you, sorted.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? The Rolling Stones are still going. It's like, come on.
To be fair, though, they can afford really good cocaine.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah.
I can't come later. I've got to water my dog and walk my plants.
No, I do genuinely love playing at the venue as well. I think it's a great venue. It just needs a bit of TLC from the outside because it looks fucking abandoned.
Well, I didn't even know where even when I turned up there to do a gig, I couldn't even find where the gig room was. I didn't realise you had to walk around the back into the little room.
It's where it used to be called Club Riga, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That's actually where I went to go see my first ever gig. Like my first ever live, local gig. I was like, oh, that's so fucking cool, and it was great. You had tables. It was fucking full.
We played. This is one of my favourite gigs as well. Like you said with the Ball in Colchester, that was a really good night. Metal to the Masses. I really liked our gig at Annie's Attic in Southend. It used to be the Sunrooms.
Did they have the? Yeah, no, I'm thinking of Peggy Sue's for some reason, but no, I didn't realise they did gigs at Annie's Attic.
Yeah, but mate, that was a really good night. I remember. Do you remember that? It was like tiny little compact upstairs.
The ceiling was leaking.
Yeah,
right onto the extension lead. That's like, mate, mama, fucking check that.
But I remember I like the gigs where it's so intimate that, like, you know, it's the people in the front row of the audience are as close to us as we are to each other.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, fuck, anything could happen. I like that at a gig, like the anarchy of it. I remember we finished our set, and I was like, right, okay, that was a really good night. Let's pack up and go, and well, stick around with the bands, and then see what payment deal was all about. I don't think we got paid, but I was like, all right, that's the last song. See you later, everyone. And this guy stood stage right of me. It was like literally as close as I am to Shane here. He was all like, play another song and I'll buy you a pint. Play another song, play another song. And I was like, I don't even know you. And we ended up doing Issues, the like opener of our album, our debut album. And that was just, I remember that being like another highlight of the night. I'm so glad we did the extra song. But we're not one of these bands that, do you want to hear an encore? If it happens, it happens. And it's,
Pretty much,
The worst part is when the audience asks for an encore and the band just doesn't fucking do it.
You know what? I haven't witnessed that too much. I've seen it. I think our friends in Acid might have done that once because they had a song they wanted to do, but they weren't confident it was finished yet. So it was an instance of like, if we did it, it'd reveal it too soon, and we don't want to ruin the surprise. So I kind of respect them for that.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then you just play a song that everyone seemed to enjoy. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
Yeah, like Shane just said, the established band's not doing an encore.
Yeah, that's always a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
And we went to see Black Banshee, and everyone was like really up for an encore, and was like really up for another one. And then the like managers has had to come out and be like, "No,
really?
we ain't doing another one." Like,
we saw when I saw the Prodigy at Ali Pali, they ended. I think they ended on "Smack My Bitch Up," and it was like, wow, what a night! And we were cheering for an encore. They come out and they did. I can't remember if they did two, but I remember them ending the whole night on "Take Me to the Hospital."
Cool.
And I was like, because it was so, I don't know, it's like one of them songs I was aware of and I know, and it's Take Me. It's a great song and everything, but I never expected it.
I really want to go to an electronic gig rather than rock bands. Like I want to go Prodigy or Chemical Brothers.
Yes. Chemical Brothers would be good. I want to see Underworld. I think Underworld would be fantastic. Yeah, Faithless or something.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I've been to Ali Pali once to see Bring Me the Horizon.
Cool.
That was right. It was just before they released their pop record. And it's like, there's just so many bits they did. And it's just like, you can't do that anymore, can you? Just leave, please. I do not. It wasn't a great night, to be fair. I think the best band of that night was a band called Fever 333, which are like, they're like a cross between Linkin Park and Rage Against the Machine. And fuck, the amount of energy. Like, they destroyed their kit.
Wow.
And it's like people doing fucking backflips and just fucking destroying it. Fucking amazing band.
Do you remember stuff like that? I think as an unsigned band, you've got to remember to proper, if the big band's doing it, you've got to do it twice as much. You know what I mean? You've got to really, but don't fake it. Do it because there's a burst of energy there. It's the moment's taking you, just put on a show. That's all people want. Really?
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Like, one thing that I did, that was sometime last year, probably around this time, actually. We were playing the Bowl in Colchester. I thought, all right, we're doing this one last heavy song at the end, which will be on the album, by the way. We're doing that song at the end, and I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to get 4 Jaeger bombs and down them just before doing the song. So I did, and everyone fucking loved it. I've been told off by people before, because, you might look like an alcoholic. It's not like I do it all the fucking time. People enjoyed it. Sorted.
Everyone can poison. Do it within, limits.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
where I was high as fuck, and it was one of the best gigs we've ever done. Ended up screaming into this half guitar through the pickups, all these effects pedals and shit. And
this is in his other band, Fielding's Dream Correction.
Yeah. I play the guitar and vocals for that. But I was fucking out of it for the whole gig. But people absolutely loved it. I was just in this whole other fucking angle for it. So that was pretty fun.
Check them out. I think we're going to be doing a collaboration.
Yeah, we've been talking about teaming up for a song. Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Hey. Sweet.
Get the
But-
two going together.
That's the thing. I think I'm right in saying that if you are performing music, do it in a way that you're comfortable with, that reflects yourself as a person, rather than making up bullshit and trying to be like, oh, look how impressive I am. It doesn't work. People, what they always say, the audience can smell bullshit from a mile away. But also, don't be that boring fucking cunt standing there with his shorts with the millionth band shirt because he's got no other shirts, standing there playing his acoustic or whatever, just standing there like, I like music. Yeah, I like playing music. Yeah, I'm really boring to watch, but yeah.
The thing that I get when I see live bands is I want to see a performance. I want to see like a real thing.
You want to be entertained.
Yeah, and I don't like people standing around like statues, and they're so cool they can't talk between songs and they can't interact with the audience. They're just playing through the motions and then going. You know, it's like, nah, it's not. This is like the best thing of my life. I'm gonna enjoy it. You know, I want you to enjoy it. I think that's important.
I think that in itself is a very particular art where you can be one of those artists that doesn't talk much or at all, but you still communicate with the audience with looks and gestures.
That's what I do. I'm not really one for talking to the crowd. I can't really do it.
But I think it's not always about talking like like that.
I don't like when people overdo it. When it's like, oh my god, mate, you get on with it.
There is a line, yeah. Again, it's all about the mood of the night, isn't it? I like when you feel like it could go either way, and if it goes well, brilliant. Like we played the Traitors Gate in Grays, another fantastic venue.
Yeah.
But there's all like signs on the toilet doors like no drugs in here, and you know it's a bit of an atmosphere in there at points. But I love it. Like it's
That's
so.
what Luke said to us after.
What is it like? I thought you were.
Yeah, he was like, I thought you two were like a pair of cunts, but you're actually pretty good in you.
Yeah, when you started playing, it's fucking brilliant. That's what it's all about.
No, that's fantastic. I mean, I get funny looks because of the face paint. I get so much shit for it. And it's like, I get a surprising amount of shit for it. It's like, there's some bands, I'm not going to name names, but they're like, oh, I think you're really brave for going up on stage with face paint on. Like, it's not brave. It fucking ain't. Or some people think, for some reason, a lot of people seem to think it's like a gay thing, so they get really hostile about it. It's like, I look like a fucking wrestler. Come on. I look like the Ultimate Warrior. That's it.
What's that about?
I didn't have to be a bit insecure to leap to that.
Yeah. Honestly, what's the connection between face paint and like sexuality? But
I have no idea. But to be honest, all those people that do, are quite insecure about it. I seem to think they're probably called Gary. They live in the East London. They go to the pub 4 times a week, beat their wife, and watch the football on the weekend. The fucking good old days.
And if you
that's Frankie Boyle.
And if you're watching, Dad.
Back in the fucking good old days.
I love my dad. Nothing like that.
Back in the fucking good old days. Where you could get drunk from the alcohol content of your mouthwash, and then your brother would get stolen, but you wouldn't identify the purse because you're so fucking pissed from the alcohol content. Oh, the fucking good old days.
Love a bit of Frankie.
Oh, I do love. It's probably one of my favourite bits that he's ever done, to be honest. Because he does a really good British accent. That's amazing.
Or Michael Jackson's Children's Hospital. I thought that was
funny. We started talking about when he said something about how instead of funding cancer research, they should fund the world's biggest fucking water park. You can only get in if you've got cancer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but go out on a bang. Yes.
I'm actually quite glad how Frankie Boyle developed over the years, because for a while he was just angry, and he's just like, you're not being funny, you're just fucking angry. And then Netflix came out, and it's like, yes, I can finally channel the jokes I've always wanted to.
Yeah. I think though, for him especially, it must have there's just kind of come a point. It's like was it South Park? There was an interview with the guys that do that, and they do sort of topical, controversial stuff.
Oh, they're
Not
very
like-
topical.
But like, what can you do to make Trump any funnier? You know what I mean? What can you do to make the world we live in at the moment any more surreal? It's just fucking mental at the moment.
But that's the thing. They even said at one point, like, yeah, we're just not going to parody Trump because it's just so much. To the point
Exactly.
where it's like we can't spend all our energy parodying Trump.
And I get, you know what, like, and I'm not backing his corner, but I'm just saying it gets a bit repetitive when you're seeing like all these people jumping on the bandwagon of like, oh, the guy's a fuckhead. Like, yeah, change the record. He is fucking mental. Like, everyone's aware of it, you know.
Ah, fucking lefties! Oh my god! Why do you fight my fucking president? Oh my god! Hashtag not my president. I hate that.
I don't know. I just listen to it and I just think like it's just stating the obvious. Like, and then when you hear his most recent mental idea, and it's just like, of course, you can say anything and put his name before it, and it just makes sense.
It's like
oh, yeah, of course, it's him.
it's kind of funny though when you get down to it, because like with Trump, you had two really awful candidates.
Yeah.
You had Hillary, who's who has more strokes than you have hot dinners, and then you've got Trump, who's he's Trump, and
Lovely.
they're awful. Politicians are fucking poison. I don't support any fucking politician. They all lie to you. They all want your money. They all want to kill you off after the second you stop working. That's every single politician, left, right, central. I don't give two shits. It's not a political thing. It's the fucking truth. We all know it. And for some reason, we're treating politicians like fucking football teams. Oh, go you Reds. Oh, go you Blues. Yeah. Oh, did you see us play that match with you over the weekend? Yeah, you saw it on the BBC. Yeah. Fucking pathetic, honestly.
I can't stand either football patriotism and just political patriotism. It's just
I've kind of walked away from it all now. I'm just sort of letting everyone have their own opinions and just sort of keeping myself to myself.
yeah. Ultimately, do what you like as long as it doesn't like impact people negatively. Like, you know, violence is never a good thing. You know, peaceful protests and all that, I'm all for. Like, but you know, it's just there's a thin line, isn't there? And as soon as people start fucking killing, it's like, come on, Jesus.
I mean, as long as you don't harm people, as long as you don't harm people that don't want to be harmed, because, you know, BDSM exists. And as long as as long as you don't hurt people without consent.
The BDSM part.
Yeah.
We're gonna fuck you, but you're gonna enjoy it.
You don't get many policies out of them. It's all mumbled.
But that's the thing. As long as you don't, if you don't force pain on someone, as long as you don't force pain on someone, and don't fuck kids or animals, fine. I don't give two shits what you do with your life. As long as, again, I'm talking about physical and mental pain, but then it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, it's just ridiculous, just silly that everyone argues about. Oh yeah, my bloke. Yeah, your bloke. It's like, fucking hell, it's like you talk about your fucking boyfriends. Calm down.
There's no it's just you don't know these people, and
Of course not.
People talk about, bang on about them like they're Dan from down the road, but they're not. They're just some face. It's like voting for fucking some guy you see in an advert once.
Matt Berry. I want Matt Berry to be Prime Minister now.
Yeah, that'd be good. Do you know what's on the news yesterday? Like, talking about, you mentioned football. On the news yesterday, they were discussing how a footballer would run off the pitch mid-game to go and have a piss or something, and it was on the BBC News, like prime time. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So the headline today is "Man goes for piss." Okay,
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it a slow news day today or something?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Jesus,
It's only
Christ, I couldn't give
human,
a shit.
poor sod.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
he might have a UTI, for you know. You know, a footballer has UTI. He's a massive manslag. It's like, no, it just happens sometimes. Sometimes you can just get a UTI.
Yeah.
Getting B&Q.
Yeah.
The UTI section.
Exactamundo. But yeah, in regards of all that, it's really just look after each other. Just don't be a cunt.
Yeah, be nice to each other. That's like, it's like our music. Everyone goes, "Oh, you must be like really angry people," but ultimately, I just see it as like therapy for myself. I can't speak for both of us.
Oh, it's
but I
so
don't know.
cathartic. It really
Yeah.
is.
You get up on stage, you just let out all it. And if I didn't have that avenue to just vent, I'd go
Well, you can,
fucking
like,
mental.
You can spend like half an hour or however long your gig is, just telling a whole room full of people exactly what you're thinking and feeling without any fucking like kickback from it, and it's like you're just getting your ideas out there and not having to.
Especially when you've got a gig with like-minded support acts and sound men, promoters. I find that the Railway Hotel is good for that. They're always like, it's just everyone's there for a good time. You know, it's such a nice community there.
It's not bullshit. Because you have so many gigs and venues where you've got people that go see particular bands who goes, I'm gonna go see my mates. It's like, why do you give a shit that your mates like your music? Your mates aren't gonna be the ones that buy your music. Your mates are not gonna be the ones that are gonna support you and all this other shit. All they do is they come and see you and having drinks within that little circle. They're not here to promote you. They're not here to do anything extra. They're your mates. They're your fucking mates. And they have no fucking point being at your gigs.
We touched a nerve there, Danny.
No, I'm one of those people that believes that I'm very much a strong believer of now say you play somewhere like we're all bands from Essex. We go play in Leeds. Are your mates going to come all the way up to Leeds? Most probably fucking not. So it's nice having your mates there. Don't get me wrong. It's lovely. It's nice. It's sweet. But they're not going to be the people that will get you from A to B, unless you want to do like a local slot and open up for other bands.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like everyone's sort of going to me. Well, not just to me, but like to bands, and I see like musicians from places I've worked at and all that. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, so it's like, what if you don't make it? What if you don't? What's the end goal here? I just think, why can't you just enjoy it? That's fine, isn't it? Like, it doesn't have to be about hitting the riches and all that. Like I said earlier, for me, it's the best thing in the world to get up on a stage, no matter where it is, and just doing the thing, With Shane, it's just like the best. I can't even describe it. It's just so good to have. I honestly think anyone that's thinking about doing it should just do it, regardless of skill or anything. Just
Go for the shags.
Yeah.
It's
I didn't just mean like we get laid.
But no, I do completely agree with you there. If you do actually just enjoy playing music, you don't want anything else out of it. You just want to play a few gigs. That's fine. There's absolutely no problem with that. The thing that this is the thing that grinds me the wrong way, which is like you've got some people. Okay, the question I will ask any musician is, wouldn't you like to do this every day? Wouldn't you prefer doing this every day, feeling like that every day, making a living from that, being able to put food on the table by, in your case, saying, I did a shit on your mum? How fucking great would that be?
Yeah,
now,
I mean, the voice would get a bit worn after a while. Jane's arms would be out here.
But end of the day, how great would it be to be able to do that as your main source of income, being able to live off that? How amazing would that be? And
fantastic.
It would be. And whether it's something that you or anyone else wants to pursue, fantastic, absolutely amazing. No, I won't stand in your way of doing it. I will cheer you on and say, go on, go fucking do that.
Yeah,
What does piss me off what does really piss me off is people like, oh, you know, you can see the amount of fucking effort they put into it. The amount of effort, the amount of effort, money, time that they put into it, create this massive like package of this is cool, this is really awesome. Then you ask them, what do you guys want to do with that? Like, we just do it for fun. We don't want to make it. It's like, you're fucking lying to me. You're blatantly lying to my face. Fuck you. That's that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with having passion, and it's good to have goals. But if you fall short of those goals, it's cool. That's the take home story. I think like there's no shame in being the band that do the circuit and get a vibe out of it.
Oh, yeah.
You make friends on the way, and I think that's the character part of the band. I think like if you talk to a band that's been around the circuit, you can sort of see it in their performances. Like they know how a certain venue works, and like the crowds and all that. You start to recognise faces. Like we've played gigs and like seen people from. Or our friends Phil and Sharon Loud, they come to like Cosmic Puffin. They've been there. I think we met them there, and then we saw them at Asylum. I think we've seen them a few times around Southend. Like it's just nice. There's like a community.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. It is nice. It's the point I'm trying to make with it, which I'm not sure how well or badly I'm portraying it. Is just simply. It's almost the bullshittery behind it. It's like, oh, we'll try it, we'll make it look really good, but we're not going to make it. It's like, you're not even trying. It's like, you've got the potential, you can do something with it, you're just not trying. And it hurts watching it almost. It's like, guys, come on.
Yeah. Where's the effort? Like, every weekend, or at least I try, like I bust out the MacBook that we're filming this on, and I just try and sort of apply us to. I just type in like music application to Google, music application UK, band application, all this stuff. I just see what I can find, and like sometimes it pays off. Like one out of 10 times, maybe you'll get a review written for you, or you'll get a gig opportunity, or maybe someone will do a commentary on one of your songs. I don't know, something like that. It's just. That's so important because we didn't have that 20 to 30 years ago,
You can do it all yourself now. You don't need a team. You don't need to have a label. You can do it all yourself. You just need to put the time in.
This is it. Our friend Adam Reeve, you should check him out. He's like a really cool reviewer. He's like a passionate guy. He does all the reviews on local music and even going out beyond local music. He just is so involved in the scenes, and it's just great to like it comes across in his writing. He's just like a really he's doing it because of the love of it,
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, I can't speak for him. I don't know if he's getting like any funding out of it or whatever, but I don't know, it sort of separates the men from the boys. You can see the people that are doing it because it's what they know and they love doing it,
Exactly. I mean, that's the first thing you need first and foremost. You need to enjoy it and love doing it.
Yeah.
Going back to the previous point, the audience can smell bullshit from a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing though, drummer can get away with taking a shit. Rest of the band can't.
You get a special drum stool that's got a little hole in the bottom of it.
Commode.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why you're supposed to feel the vibrations. Okay, I get that. I get it.
That's when we start, coming out of COVID and start playing gigs again, that's what we're going to do. Change it for a commode. And then when we play Did a Shit on Your Mum, it's going to be like a 4D experience.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You're going to have like a splash zone. It's going to be like a G.G. Allen concert.
We can have a big fan at the front of the stage and just drop a bit in.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Go all over me mum and my granddad. They always come to our gigs.
You can get a shirt afterwards that said, like, I got shit on by the Penny Antics.
I got lousy shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be a great shirt. Do it. Do it now. Send it to the printers.
Yeah, scratch and sniff as well. That
Oh, I love it.
Okay, we are beginning to reach a 2-hour mark. Are there any messages, any announcements, or anything else that you guys wanted to bring out before we have to close it tonight?
Check out Parrilla. Check out Danny. You do keep it up. It's good. Let's just name drop a few bands. Fielding's Dream Correction. Scuffed, Petty Phase, A Cause in Distress. Check all these bands out, they're fantastic. Natan, he's a nice guy. He never gets enough love. Deniers, T-Bitch, We Punch Tigers. There are loads more. Butane Regulators, just all bands we've played with. Check them all out because they're doing a good thing and they're still doing it.
Yeah. And people are always welcome to message us.
Yeah.
Any questions or just for a chat or whatever, It's all
Exactly.
good.
There's a lot of people behind the scenes as well. Like I mentioned Adam Reeve earlier, the reviewer for Sounds Good. These people can make or break a scene. It's all about them coming together and building the community. Fee and Dave from the Railway, Tupney Bunters, they're doing a really good thing. Hippie Joe we mentioned. Check his band out.
Hazy Dixie.
AC Dixie. They do the bluegrassy stuff. It's
Great
fantastic. Yeah. That's
All,
what I mean.
all the bands that you mentioned are great, actually. Sorry, because it sounds like I'm providing favouritism here now.
But you know what I mean? Like when I see unsigned interviews with bands, and it's all about me. Whereas I think it's quite important to give something back and be like, check these guys out, they're doing cool stuff. Admissions, there's another band they're new on the scene. They're doing the cool stuff. It's all about building a scene.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a sort of take-home message, isn't it, of sorts?
Yeah, I think so. What about Shane? Do you have anything, or do you just want compliments for your jumper?
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a fantastic jumper.
The beauty. Oh, and check out the new album when it's coming out. We're recording it
with our mate Barry.
Yeah, Barry Banks. He's going to be our guy.
Backwater Channel Records.
Yes, yeah. He runs his own rehearsal studio space.
Yeah. And then after we do our album, Fielding's got some shit with Barry too in the future.
And I think Scuffed are also either have recorded there or are recording. Oh, Card Trick Music Studios as well is another good rehearsal space in Chelmsford. They deserve some love because they recorded our first. They did our album and our EP. So
yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
So yes, guys.
New album is.
So this was the Penny Antics on the Mesmerise podcast, and thank you very much for being the very first punk band on the show. No, actually, you're not. Sorry, that was We Punch Tigers. However, thank you for being the first band to be on the live stream of this podcast. So I wish you and everyone else on tonight's show a good night.